Well, it's time for the rig techniques here at the Yak Gear Workbench. Dave, wading, something you like to do?
I love to do it. I didn't have a boat for a long time, and that's how I did most of my fishing, was wading. In some pretty hairy places too. Now that I've gotten older, I look back at some of the places I went wading in and I think, that probably wasn't the best idea to wade there.
But you've had a lot of those in your life.
Yeah, there's a lot of alligators in there and creatures and whatnot. Yeah, you're exactly right. So anyway, we're going to start with the rods there. We've got a couple wading rods and reel combos there. The Carnage casting rod and the casting reel. That's a Fathom low profile reel on there. It's got metal body side plates. It's made by Penn, so you don't have to worry about getting it wet in the salt water. It's got a casting rod, the Carnage 3. It's got an inner spiral carbon with an outer spiral carbon wrap going longitudinal, and Fuji K series guides on there as well. And the other one is a nice spinning combo. You want to be able to make long casts. And so if you're using anything under 1/8 of an ounce, you probably want to pick up a spinning reel. Anything heavier than 1/8 of an ounce, you could use that casting reel.
Right.
But that has the Slammer 4 3500 on it. Again, full metal body and side plates, CNC gears. That's a sealed rod and reel. So the drag is sealed. The body is sealed. It's waterproof.
Nice and light.
Very nice. 8.1 stainless steel bearings. That's a really nice reel.
Yeah.
And a good rod too. The Fuji K series guides, thick inserts, Hypalon handles. It's just made for being immersed in salt water.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about it.
Right. Perfect.
And some of the things you're going to want to have is some nice boots when you're wading. You don't want to wade in places that are so soft that your feet are going to get stuck all the time. It wears you out. And if you're wearing low shoes, the shoes get stuck in the stuff, and you lose your shoes. So if you're just going to use a pair of shoes, use a pair of high tops. I used to wade in Converse high tops all the time because you could lace them all the way up and tie them on real tight. If you're wading in deeper water, though, you get a good squeeze. For some reason, your feet, when they're on the bottom, they get squoze from all the pressure.
Squoze.
So, exactly. So you want to make sure that you want to make sure that you're wearing something that'll flex. Otherwise, your feet start to hurt. Next, we got some of the stuff to fish with as far as lures. That's the Savage Little Popper. I like fishing top waters when I'm wading. I don't know. It's just so much more immersive. You're in the elements. You've got this fish. You're watching him chase that topwater plug. It's really exciting.
The Jaywalker 120.
That's the Savage gear. And the Jaywalker 120. Those Savage gears are very heavy duty. 120 pounds of pressure you can pull on those little poppers.
Right.
The Berkeley roll top fishnet. Usually you'd reach for a big, a long too as well in the summertime, a stringer, but there's a lot of sharks around a lot of times, so you want a really long stringer to get those fish away from you. Or you can use one of these fish bags from Berkeley. These were originally made for ice fishermen, but it's a great roll top bag. You can fit, quite a few fish in here and, zip them all out when it's time to zip them out. You just got a good way to get them out.
Yeah.
It's a zipper mesh,
You could use this for lobstering, scalloping,
yes,
clamming.
Yeah. Any little fish that you want to keep, as long as they're in there. It's the 36 inches, 7-inch tube around, and a little carbiner. You can put it on your belt. Keeps fish alive, keeps bait alive if you wanted to put them in there. Another good thing is, nowadays we have backpacks and stuff that we use. And before, when we had those little fanny packs that we used, once you got to waist deep water, your fanny pack is now getting wet and everything in it is getting wet. But you can, wear a backpack and put something on your back. I like to use the waterproof boxes. That one's not a waterproof box, but I like to use the ones with the gaskets in them. And that little backpack will hold 2 boxes, and it holds 1.5 liters of fluid as well. So you can,
put your cocktail in there.
Yeah, you can put some ice water in there and be rolling. It also holds a bunch of soft baits and little plastic things, that little AFCO Urban Angler backpack. But backpacks are just great. And so there, boy, we're in out of time.
Yeah, we did. You know what?
Are you feeling the squoze?
It's not just squoze, but you got to be careful because you'll have a swole after you get out of the water. They'll be all swolled up.
Right,
You'll be swolled on squoze.
Well, I'm feeling the squoze over here.